Welcome everybody to Grimoire Roll for Lore. Today I'm joined by our romantasy expert, Kaitlyn. Say hi, Kaitlyn.
Hi.
And she is going to be teaching me how to wrestle an alligator without my hands. I'm going to teach you how to play D&D. You're going to do that, and we will come back to that in just a second. But first, let me explain how we're going to go about this today. So first, we have this wonderful sheet that I printed off at work in front of me. Each die is related to one thing. You are going to roll the D4 first. You're going to tell me what you get, and then depending on what you get is what we will roll next. Okay?
Cool.
All right. So go ahead. Roll the D4. Two is class. Okay, so you're going to roll the D12 next, which is that fella right there.
Also a two.
Two's all around, and today we're going to be talking about barbarians. All right. Do you know anything about barbarians?
No, which is good.
Which is good. Okay. All right. So a barbarian is a... You know what Vikings are?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Viking,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
So they're built basically on rage, anger, and strength, right?
Oh, cool.
Now, rage and anger are basically the same thing, but we're going to talk about those very briefly. First, while I'm setting on my notes, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about you?
Oh, gosh. Yes, like you said, my name is Kaitlyn.
That's everything, folks. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess you are right. I am the in-house bard. I am a music student. That's why. I play the clarinet and a billion other things, but that is basically my main thing. What else is interesting about me? I don't know.
How about that you have a master's degree? How's that?
Well,
Maybe like the prime thing you do every day?
Not yet.
How's that sound? What about anything you've done?
2 more months and then I'll have my master's.
2 more months, then she'll have her master's degree.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
It's not like, yeah.
All right. I finally got my my notes up here. So barbarians are think of them as like the opposite of bards. Okay. Bards deal with music, magic, fun-loving things.
Are these guys mega fighters?
Exactly. Yeah. Barbarians are the ones who start bar fights. Okay. So if we're thinking of like Lord of the Rings, Gimli is kind of like a barbarian.
Okay.
A little bit like a barbarian, but so are the orcs.
I love Gimli. I don't like the orcs.
I know you don't like the orcs. So when we think about a barbarian, what we have to remember is like they're meant to be like these buff, like rage-filled guys, like roid heads, where their primary skill is strength, not intelligence, not wisdom, whatever, strength. It's better for barbarians to be able to rip a phone book in half with 2 fingers than be able to write an essay, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
So when you're playing as a barbarian in D&D, you focus on like doing as much damage as possible and, just absolutely destroying your foes. So that can be with anything. It could be like a greatsword, a warhammer, another big sword of any kind, or they can do this thing called improvised weapons where they pick up things around and start beating people with them.
So like you could just beat with like a stick.
You can beat them with a stick, chair, another person, things like that. Sick. You can beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Wait. I want to do that.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't think barbarians are your forte. You're too nice to be a barbarian.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, they're also dictated by their primal instinct, their ability to like connect to nature on like a wolf pack kind of level, like bears being able to pick up danger, stuff like that. And they can smell like fear and what else? Weakness is a good one. So a lot of bards.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, and they're like tough as nails, right? So like part of being a barbarian, you have the ability to rage, quite literally rage. And depending on the subclass you take, and we'll talk about those in a second, that would just have all incoming damage, which is nice. Because of your sheer anger, you're just like more resistant. Yeah. It's like when a hockey player just really goes absolutely apeshit on the ice there. Barbarians play 2 roles in fantasy and 2 roles in history as well. When the Roman Empire would conquer a different part of the world, they would call the inhabitants barbarians. Barbarians had a an idea behind them where it was, oh, they're like really stupid and violent people. Now the Romans would classify people as that so that the people at home, the ones who weren't in the legion and weren't in the military, didn't feel bad about the fact that the Roman Empire was conquering all these people.
That kind of makes sense.
It makes sense. And it's kind of what we do now in terms of like international politics sometimes. But so in that role, fantasy has taken barbarians in two separate places. The first being that traditional role of the fighter, really super violent. But depending on what you read, like if you read any of R.A. Salvatore's Forgotten Realms books about Drizzt and like the world of D&D in that regard, there's barbarian tribes that live out like in the woods, in the mountains, in the tundra, that are that violent sort of primal based people who focus more on warrior traits. But there's also barbarians who are like protectors of everybody. Have you seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No, but...
No? So one of the main characters in it is a barbarian. And she left her tribe, and now she's like a protector of the people.
So they can be like fighters and protectors kind of at the same...
Well, fighters and protectors are... you have to fight to protect other things, right? Like bards are technically protectors as well. But like barbarians base their self-worth and their abilities on how they kill things. So things like dragons and stuff like that are a barbarian's like wet dream, so to speak, because they can gain like a lot of acclaim and love, right? So when you play a barbarian, some people play up the whole like stupid idiot, but like musclehead, like I just want to hit stuff, like that kind of thing.
Alpha male.
Yeah, alpha male, like roid rage kind of person. But there are a few things about barbarians that make them a little bit more interesting, and nobody really takes that into account when they play a barbarian. Very few people do. If you're a good character player, you can do it no problem, but if you're a bad character player, not so much. So raging, allows you to do a bunch of stuff, but you also have something called unarmored defense, where if you're not wearing any armor, you're actually better off than most people. We've talked about this before, but actually we haven't, but you've played D&D before. So your armor class is usually whatever armor you're wearing plus your dexterity modifier. Unarmored defense is 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your constitution modifier, so how healthy you are. And barbarians have to have a high strength and constitution ratio. They have a few subclasses. Do you know what a subclass is?
Like how my half-elf is a wood?
No, that's a sub-race.
Oh.
So a subclass is like you're a bard, but you're also a bard of creation, like college of creation. Yeah. So that's your subclass, is the college. Barbarians in 2014 rules, like the original 5e, have 8 subclasses. They have quite a few, but 8 are like the primary ones. There's the Ancestral Guardians, which allows you to conjure spirits and use those in a fight. The Battle Rager, who's like really into beating people up in like spiked armor. The caveat being you can actually only be that if you're a dwarf, like Gimli.
Interesting.
Path of the Beast, you can take you can like partially transform yourself into some kind of beast, like a wolf or a bear, and then you can use
furry.
yeah, it's what roid head furries do, and then you can use parts of that to use like what's the word I'm looking for? So you can like claw and bite enemies as well, as opposed to just hitting them with your weapons. Path of the Berserker is the big one. It's the one where you can start throwing things as a point of like a bonus action as opposed to an actual action. So you can make 2 attacks regardless of how many attacks you have. You can throw something as a bonus action. and you can pick up a person and beat another person with it.
Could you also do the different like things around you?
Yeah, so you can take an improvised weapon. So if you're like near something, you'd be like, I'm gonna pick up this guy, and I'm gonna hit the other guy with him. Path of the Storm Herald is cool. That's like when you can pull down certain things from the sky, like you gain resistance to lightning damage, and you can breathe underwater. You gain resistance to fire damage. You can, cast a shielding storm, so you kind of create an area around you where nobody can see you. Path of the Totem Warrior is the most popular. It's where you can choose like an animal. So do you know what a totem is? If you think about
pole or like
what,
like the pole or
like yes,
yeah,
so
like
a totem pole. Do you know what totem poles are made of?
Like wood.
Yes, of wood. But do you know what is included in a totem pole?
Other than the marking, not really.
What are the markings?
Usually, aren't they not sort of like family-oriented, like symbol? No, okay, no.
You live in Canada.
I know. I'm so.
Indigenous studies is like a massive part of our education system.
I know.
Animals, darling. Animals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. There's also faces of some. No.
Not always. It's usually faces of animals.
Oh.
So a totem.
Oh, I'm a bad student then.
Yeah. This is what a music degree gets you.
No, that's not. No. Hey.
So if your kids are looking for music,
no.
and you want to be a teacher.
No, okay, but like, I feel like when I was in school, I'm not using excuses, but like, a lot of it was after.
Be very careful because I'm older than you, and I learned about it in school.
Yeah, but also you did in teachers' college, No,
in teachers' college we learned how to teach people.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's also an aspect of that though too. Oh well.
Totems are spirits.
Yeah.
They're animal spirits.
Yeah.
So if you have like the heart of the bear, or.
But are they not related to like the family of whoever's or not really?
Usually the family has a totem animal.
Yeah.
Did you watch the movie Brother Bear?
If I have it, I don't remember. It's probably a long time ago.
Okay. A family has a totem.
Yeah.
And a totem usually reflects a value of that family. So if they have like the courage of the bear, or something like that.
Not a spirit animal, but like
that's actually exactly what it is.
Yeah, there's another word for it though. Too.
Yeah. So in the same sense, a Path of the Totem Warrior can choose an animal and have like an element of that. So the big one is Path of the Bear. That's like the most famous one. Mm-hmm. You gain resistance, which means it halves all damage. And it makes you tough enough to like keep going. That's the part of the bear. And then if you have like a tiger, you can jump an extra 10 feet. If you're a wolf, everyone around you has advantage on attacks because of pack tactics, stuff like that. Yeah. Zealots are like the bad side, sort of barbarian. They're the ones who like worship a god. Usually zealot barbarians are the ones who are enemies. Very rarely do people play as zealot barbarians, I would say. And then finally, Path of Wild Magic. Because being a zealot is A, exhausting, and B, you have to like, everything you do has to be because of or in answer to that god. Oh. Like, do you know what you've heard of zealots before, right?
Not because my campaign doesn't have any.
I mean, like in real life.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a zealot. Yeah. So zealots are people who like really worship a god and kind of take a very literal approach to stuff like that. Finally, we have wild magic. Every time you rage or hit somebody, or they hit you, wild magic surges happen, and different things can happen. Mm-hmm. It's cool, but it's if your DM remembers to actually roll the wild magic table, then it works. If not, you're basically just some guy who's raging.
Makes sense, yeah.
So that's pretty much.
I hope you have a good DM.
At the end of the day, everything we talk about in D&D is hoping you have a good DM.
No kidding.
Personally, I always think that it's better to have like a narrative reason behind a barbarian rather than I like to hit stuff.
Yeah.
But some people go that route, and that's
I
okay.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people that probably just start playing think, "Ooh, I want to hit stuff," and they go for it.
When you start playing D&D, there's a few classes you should take that kind of highlight that.
You told me. Which ones are easier to start with compared to others?
So barbarians and fighters are the two easiest classes because they are what we refer to as martial classes, which means they focus entirely on hitting things and without the worry of like spell slots. They're the two easiest because they meet that like knight fantasy dream that a lot of people have. Mm-hmm. So if you've ever watched Lord of the Rings and you want to be Aragorn, technically you should be
Aragorn.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to be the King of Gondor? Technically you should be a ranger.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking at and now realizing I didn't even put on that list, which is fine.
It's fine.
Technically you should be a ranger, but if you don't want to do spell slots, you're a fighter.
Yeah.
By definition in the book Lord of the Rings, Aragorn actually does not use a bow and arrow and is ranger only by name. But if you want to be like truly like a mindless weapon, you choose barbarian.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And
so
now
you don't have to think as much either. You just what do you want to hit,
exactly,
rather than like having to worry about what does this spell do.
So when I first started D&D, the first time I ever played, I knew I was playing like I think like 2 or 3 weeks in advance, and the people I was playing with, I'll never forget this because every time I play D&D, I always have this like sensory memory. The people I was playing with were big into vaping.
Oh God!
And their apartment smelled like one particular vape.
Oh, like a flavor?
Yeah, like a flavor of vape, whatever you call it. Actually wasn't too bad. And I think about it quite often.
Yeah, some of them don't smell awful.
Yeah, and I thought
what you're putting in you.
So now every time I play, there's like a sensory memory where I remember that smell. But
really?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't remember. I think it was like cotton candy, maybe. I have no idea.
Okay, so something sweet.
It wasn't too bad. What was I gonna say? Right. So the first time I played, I deep dived really hard. Like I had a quick like moment of like serious interest and hyperfixation. And we were playing the starter set for 2014, and it comes with like pre-made characters. And the guy who was DMing, a friend of mine, was like, "Nick, you should play the wizard because I feel like which is the hardest class." Simply because he's like, because I feel like you are probably going to be better at it than everybody else.
I guess if they're pre-made, that makes sense.
Yeah,
you just have to sign people.
And I was all for it. I'm like, hell yeah! But it is truly wizard and warlock. See, Wizard more than warlock is the hardest class. Wizard was the first
one I wanted to do, and then you said, "Yeah, don't do that." And I said, "Oh."
I told you why not to, though. You remember?
Yeah.
So when you started playing and you chose, Newt was a paladin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, paladins are much better.
Yeah.
Right. Paladins are arguably my favorite class, next to artificer, but like paladin, like the holy warrior, like tank guys.
Yeah.
So much easier to play for your first time than say like a wizard, because a wizard has maximum level 1 like 6 HP. A paladin has like 10 to 13.
Yeah, I think because we were playing at level 1, which is something.
Which is a choice.
It's a choice. I think I had like 13, but I was also one of the highest out of everyone else.
Because you are a paladin and you had high armor class and you can do all that.
Yeah.
So I
did not die yet. So
yeah,
that's great.
So why don't you tell us about your first experience playing D&D?
I mean, it was interesting. I feel like because we did a one shot. It was kind of like the first thing, but it was nice because our DM kind of explained as we were going, so it wasn't just like, what do I do now kind of thing. But I still think it was a learning curve because like I feel like the whole role play aspect of it is also tricky because it's like, oh, it feels so awkward, but then if it feels awkward, then you're doing it right. I feel like I also was in a server that had quite a few campaign, whatever you want to call it, that had a lot of people, so that was also kind of hard to navigate in the sense of like if you want to like do some sort of action, it was you had to kind of speak over people, which was not great. But it wasn't honestly like too bad because like I don't know, I feel like it was an easy enough like storyline that it was like there was space to technically like if you wanted to do something. I think the whole storyline was like this forest and you had to go and find this like shadow creature, the mimics, right? Yeah. I remember I hit a mimic.
A mimic and a shadow are two very different things.
Oh, well, I hit a mimic and I like beat the shit out of it, and I do remember that.
Okay.
I rolled really high and I was like, wow, I'm goated. No. Maybe the mimic was along the way from looking for the shadow creature. Was my guess. I don't remember.
It is hard having a group that's larger than say 4 people.
Yeah, there was 5 of us. 6.
Yeah. So
I think 6 including the DM.
When you do like a starter set, you should have like 4 to 6 people, but that 6 people have to be kind of into it. And I know some of the people in some groups, especially in the group I started with, were not into it. And like my biggest pet peeve is like if you and I are playing and the DM is talking, when people do this. So the DM is talking and they go, by the way, I love your kitchen remodel. It's so nice. What did you use?
Oh, like side
conversations that have nothing to do with what's going on are the most disrespectful thing you could do to a storyteller, and I hate that with a passion.
I think in my group, how many? I think only 2. I guess the DM and one other person I think already have played, and the rest of us were new. So it was very much like a chaotic, what the heck are we doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that because I feel like you kind of have to start from somewhere. It's never going to be perfect. But I mean, like, it was still a welcoming environment. It wasn't like, it was, I guess, casual enough that it was like, if you made a mistake or you had to ask like the stupid questions, it wasn't like frowned upon. It wasn't like a super serious, if you don't know what you're talking about, like, screw you.
Do you think that your enjoyment would have been more if it was more, let's say, interactive?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think that would go for anyone, though. Like, anyone that's going to be having constant interaction, especially because sessions are so long. Like, I don't think, like, yours will last, like, I've seen, like, 6 hours. I think the one that we did was maybe 2 to 3, so, like, half that time.
That being said, you did mention the other day that 2 to 3 hours, but you didn't roll once. Now, for a game that relies very heavily on these fun little things here, it's hard to go that long without rolling. And you've sat in on one of mine before, and you know that my campaigns have a lot in terms of player interaction, and I ask specifically what players want. And you'll see that. You'll all see that because you're going to be on Page of Adventure Broken Shadow with Megan Nash, Eric, and myself playing. What are you playing?
Oh, I'm playing a bard.
What kind of bard?
A wood half-elf bard, and then I'm also College of Creation.
College of Creation. And what's her name?
Calliope.
Calliope.
She's so cute.
Yes. When we release the narrative vignettes that come before our session 1, we'll expand upon that.
Yeah.
But for now, I think the last thing we have to do is you have to teach me how to wrestle an alligator without hands.
Oh.
The people are waiting.
Oh, Kaitlyn. I see. So the alligator doesn't have hands, or you don't?
No, I can't use my hands to wrestle the alligator.
I see. Well, you have feet. You just kick it.
That's not wrestling, Kaitlyn.
Oh. Well, how big is this alligator?
Sounds like you don't know how to wrestle an alligator without hands.
No.
So you've come on the show with false pretenses.
No.
Okay.
But you also said I was having to teach you how to be an undefeated cage fighter.
And you didn't do that either. And yet here we are.
No. But...
Okay, well,
tisk.
Join us in a few weeks when Kaitlyn teaches me how to love again. And...
Whoa! Wow!
Stay magical, my friend.
Oh my god.